What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Season 2, Episode 10 of Hit the Books, the podcast that's prepared to give you all the tools and tips to win in your betting life. This is our 57th episode, and I couldn't be more excited for another week of football. Week 8 is ready for us, and we're ready for it. In past weeks, we have also covered a little bit of the MLB postseason and some NHL, and this week is no different. Let's start this week off just like every other week with introducing my co-hosts, Huff and Mackie. No ace this week. Back to the original three. Mackie, you're up first this week. What do you got for me? World Series starting Friday. What's happening, buddy?
Yeah, another exciting week in sports. We got the World Series coming up. We got Phillies, Astros. Nobody would have thought the Phillies would be here, but the team looks pretty electric. And just football season in full swing. I've been pretty bad these last few weeks. No excuses. I'm negative units now for the first time this year, but a little adversity never hurt anybody. We'll bounce back.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's just the comeback season.
Yeah,
You're joining me.
I like being an underdog now.
All right, good stuff, Mackie. Let's jump over to Huff. Huff, what do you got for us this week, buddy? Week 8.
Yeah, not much coming from me. Pretty all right, average weekend on the NFL for me. I've been having a couple positive weekends the past couple weeks, so stringing together a couple of these weekends back to back to back, and I'm looking at a nice little winning streak over the past couple of weeks. So looking to keep that rolling into week 8. Just trying to fight back from that hole I dug myself in to start the season, but the comeback is real. I've been pretty hot the past couple of weeks, so looking to continue. But
what are you?
Not much coming from me.
What are you down now? Like 7?
Like 8.2.
Slowly crawling back.
I shouldn't have taken that under.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have taken that first half under. If I would have just rode the Bears, I would have been like 7.
I live bet the under at half. It was like 55.5, and I was like, no way, this goes over 55.5, and Patriots didn't even score in the second half, so.
Yeah.
Week 7, not a great slate across the board, in my opinion, but week 8, much better, much more to look forward to. But first, let's jump into some MLB postseason, the World Series starting Friday. Do we like Beals, Phillies, or the Mattress Mac Houston Astros this year to win the World Series? Mackie, you want to start us off?
Yeah, I think this is going to be a little bit better of a series than we would just think it would be because obviously the regular season that these teams had, we wouldn't expect to see the Phillies here, and we did expect to see the Astros here. But this Phillies team just, I don't know how you can say anything bad about them. They just fight so much. They're hitting it like crazy. They went down 4-0 in the first inning the other day, and they put up 3 in the bottom of the inning. Like they're never out of a game. They're always fighting. So I don't know. I kind of like the Astros, but I think it goes 7 games. I think they have to fight for it.
Yeah, I think we're going to get a longer series here than, like you said, like the most people are expecting. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the Astros come out and kind of win this thing in 4 or 5 games. But I think the longer this series goes, the more of a fighting chance that the Phillies have. Like you said, they've been underdogs in every series they've played. The Cardinals, the Braves, the Padres. Mackie, we learned kind of to stop betting against the Phillies when we had the Padres a couple of times in that last series. I know the one game we had them and they won, but last 2, I think we got burned by the Padres money line there. But yeah, so this Phillies team, I think they're going to have some good fight in this World Series. I think we're going to get a pretty good World Series. I saw a stat something about teams in this era that have made it to the World Series undefeated have lost. I can't remember the first team, but the second one was the 2014 Kansas City Royals, obviously losing in the World Series. So we'll have to see if that streak can continue or if the Astros can break that and end up winning it. But my pick's going to be the Phillies. Obviously, I think a lot of people are rooting for the Phillies just because they're sick of the fucking Astros. But yeah, I'm pulling for the Phillies. I like your pick. I like it to go 7. Phillies and 7.
I'm with you on that. I mean, and we kind of go back towards Beek's little trend that he had with the whole Depression era or recession era, and just the Phillies being the dominant team in that type of era.
I think, dude, Harper's on fire. That whole team is so good right now. I mean, so are the Astros, but
Yeah, you're
I don't know. I just
talking about the
I've watched the
Astros.
yeah. I don't know. It's gonna be so good. I probably won't bet much on it, but
And along with MLB, keep in touch with our social medias for our NHL and NBA plays. Games every night, and we're trying to find plays where we see them fit. So stay tuned.
a lot of differentiating sports opinions coming from all different parts of the country.
Absolutely.
So, it's sometimes pretty tough to get some picks out, but obviously whenever we all like something, we're going to take it. But past couple, we haven't been winning in the NHL, but obviously look for that to bounce back. We know what we're doing in the NHL. I think we're all doing pretty good off the card. It's just when we agree on something and end up taking it, it seems like those are the ones that are losing for us the past couple. But we started out a nice little run. I think we're now like 5-6 or 5-7. So looking to bounce back on that and get us back up some positive units. But like you said, definitely something you're going to want to stay tuned to. And obviously with the NBA starting up, we're definitely going to be getting an NBA card rolling. I know we're a little delayed on it as we didn't start with the start of the season, but my opinion, I'm not even ready for NBA yet. Like, I feel like it just started so quick, and I was not like expecting all this. Obviously, there's so much sports going on with like football, fucking World Series, NHL. It was been rolling for a couple of weeks now, and then the NBA just comes out of nowhere. I don't know. We'll obviously get the NBA card rolling, but I think a lot of people are feeling that way about the NBA. I just feel like the NBA for me personally doesn't start until Christmas, but Mackie, I don't know how you feel about that. I always say that. It's like I really don't care about the NBA until Christmas Day.
Yeah, I kind of drifted away from the NBA regular season ever since, like, I guess it started 2 years ago or last year, but they just like don't try in the regular season, and I got sick of watching it. So basically, I just pay attention to NBA when it comes to the playoffs.
Yeah, like I like the NBA. Yeah, like I said, Christmas Day is when shit actually like starts. I mean, I know that's still early in the season, but February, like All-Star break, is whenever the NBA really gets rolling.
Yeah, I'll like pay attention and stuff. I just can't watch those games sometimes.
Yeah. Like last night, I know. Did you end up taking the Warriors? I had the Warriors last
I
night.
had them in
against
a
Phoenix.
parlay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you said that. There was literally like no defense being played in that game.
It's just like ridiculous, dudes. And like when something like that happens, like Clay got kicked out. It was a 5-point game. They ended up losing by 30.
I went right to bed. I literally was like,
by
I don't
30.
even
I'm like,
care
come
anymore.
on, dude. The NBA is so fucking scripted.
Alrighty, and with that, let's jump right into some NFL. It's week 8, and we're all excited for it here. We got one game in London this week. But before we get to that, let's jump into our Thursday night game. Oh, no, actually. But before we jump into that, let's jump into some trends I got for the overall week. The first one I got is the underdogs have been cashing at a historic rate. They are 43, 64, and 1 straight up, meaning a $100 better would be up $1,465, and they're 62, 45, and 1 against the spread. The biggest advantage has been with the road underdogs and the bigger size dogs. The road underdogs this season are 36 and 26 against the spread, and underdogs of over a field goal, so 3 points this season, are 44 and 22 against the spread. So Mackie, you've been saying it all year. Take the money line when it comes to these underdogs, and you will, come out profitable. This trend just confirms that even more.
That stat about the underdogs about more than a field goal is so true with the NFL. Like we've been saying, I mean, we say that all the time. It's so hard to win by more than a possession in the NFL, and anytime these teams get, I mean, we took it Monday, Bears plus 8.5. I mean, Ace the road with his Patriots, and got burned on that one. But Bears were an 8.5 point underdog. I think we got them at 9 actually. Steelers Sunday Night Football plus 7. Like a lot of these teams, I know they only lost by 6, but it is that's a crazy stat. That's hitting at 66%. So just keep riding that, in my opinion.
Yeah, I love that trend. I actually really liked Bears money line the other night, but I wasn't gonna put something like that on my card after, being down 9 units in the last 2 weeks. So didn't profit off that, but I really did like that play. I thought they were gonna come out on top in that game.
Why didn't you take the spread?
I don't even know, to be honest. Because it was also, what was I, 1-4 going into that game in that week. So I was like,
you had to
just ride the under. I wasn't like too confident on either of the plays, but that was just kind of what I was.
I knew I didn't like the Patriots in that game.
Yeah, dude, come on. Well, it was actually like 8 points, right? 8.5.
Dude, it was 8.5, and then I saw it go to 9. I'm like, yeah, no way.
It's a ton of points.
That was crazy for a primetime game like that with two teams that are below average.
Yeah, that now are both 3 and 4.
Literally.
Yeah, Pat's at the bottom of that division right now with the Jets rising to 5-2.
Isn't that crazy? Did you ever thought you'd be saying that?
I think I said it
this
in
season.
our just to piss off Ace though. I think I said they'd be last in the division.
Ace said 3 teams from the AFC East make the playoffs, but he said the Patriots, not the Jets. I mean,
Yeah, 3 teams
course.
might make it.
just not the one that he wants. I mean, they still could if they
Did
figure
you-
out their. I mean, they're just not good. I don't think.
Did you hear Bill Belichick in that interview after that game? He's so good at dodging questions, dude. It's like he doesn't answer one single question. It's just funny to watch. He's like a pro at it.
He is a pro. All right, I got another trend here for week 8. 7 week 8 games will be played inside of a climate-controlled, closed-roof stadium. 2 of those games have a lower total than 42, which has been a historically important line for overs. Titans at Saints 40.5 and Commanders at Colts at 40. Since 2005, the over is 97, 69, and 4 in a closed-roof stadium when the total is lower than 42. And while this trend has cooled in the last decade, 36 and 35 since 2012, compared to 67, 44, and 3 from 2003 to 2011, overs are still 9 and 6 since 2009 in closed-roof stadiums. Pretty interesting trend there. A lot to read off that I had to read off there, but lot of good stuff for the overs in the climate-controlled, closed-roof stadiums, as they're saying.
Is the London Stadium a dome?
Couldn't tell you.
I have no idea. All right, let's jump right into our Week 8 games. We're going to start off with our Thursday night game, the Baltimore Ravens at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Just to pick them here, the Bucs are our favorite here at -1. Their money line sitting at -112. The Ravens money line at -104, and the total for this matchup at 45.5. Some trends I got for this game are the Bucs are 2-10 against the spread in their last 12 Thursdays. The Ravens are 8-2 straight up in their last 10 games against Tampa Bay. But most of the money on the Ravens here. What do we think?
I like the Bucs in this spot. I think they bounce back on their home field. I know a lot of people have been saying that for the past couple of weeks with this Bucs team, but this Ravens team hasn't shown me the ability to win these big games, and they've been losing them back to back. Obviously, winning last week a big divisional game against the Browns. I think off the short week, they come down to Tampa, and in a pick'em game, I'll take Tampa Bay. I'll take Tom Brady on his home field. And that's no disrespect to Lamar Jackson. That's just this Ravens team hasn't been playing to their full capability. I like Tampa Bay to come down and get the win here on their home field.
Mackie, what do you think about this one Thursday night?
These are just two teams that I just don't feel comfortable betting on at this point. The Bucs I'm coming off a 21-3 loss to the 1-5 Carolina Panthers with PJ Walker at quarterback. There's just no explanation for that. There's no excuse for that for Tom Brady. Obviously a disappointing season for them, and you got the Ravens on the other side of the ball who don't know how to close out games, so they're another team that have lost me a lot of money because of fourth quarter mistakes that they've made. So this is just two teams that I really don't feel comfortable betting on. If I have to lean aside for the sake of conversation, I'm going to go Bucs because they're at home and Tom Brady in prime time is pretty hard to bet against. So I'll go Tampa Bay money line on this, but probably won't see a play for me on the spread or that.
Overall, I think this is, just a tough game. -1 the spread in the Bucs' favor. Not sure what I would take here, but stay tuned for our picks this weekend. Sunday morning matchup in London, the Denver Broncos and the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jaguars are our favorite in this matchup at -2.5. Their money line at -132, and the over-under sitting at a low 39.5. The trends I got for this one are the Broncos have lost 9 of the past 10 conference games straight up, 2-8 against the spread in those matchups. Jaguars are 6-15 against the spread in their last 21 games. as well as 5-18 straight up, 6-17 against the spread in their last 23 games played in Week 8. Mac, you want to start us off with this one in London?
Yeah,
Sunday morning.
I got a hot take on this one. This is a game between two 2-5 teams. Obviously, it's usually two pretty bad teams going over to London. I think this is going to be one of the better games of the week. I think this will be a higher scoring game as well. I just think that Russell Wilson will find a different gear over there. You know, the intensity is a little different over there, and you got fans who don't see NFL games as often as Americans obviously do. So the vibes are a lot different. So I feel like Russell Wilson's going to come out slinging the football, show a little what he used to be, and I do like the Broncos in this game. I think they'll win this game outright. This might be a little too much for Trevor Lawrence in his young career, and Etienne obviously coming off an injury last year, so he's basically a rookie this year. So it'll be a little different of an environment for them, and I think it might throw them off a little. I like Russell Wilson and his experience in this game.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I like the Broncos in this spot. I think they go over, like you said, they go over there. I think they win the game outright, but if I can find a +3, I'll take the +3 with the Broncos. But I think that defense has been obviously the cornerstone of what that team has done. I know their record's only 2-5, but it's playing in some of these lower scoring games. If the offense had any ability to get anything rolling through the first couple of weeks, this team could easily have 4 or 5 wins. But the defense has been doing their job. I think Trevor Lawrence, like you said, is going to struggle. You said a higher scoring game. I don't necessarily have an opinion on the over-under. I'm just leaning Broncos. I like the Broncos with the spread. I think they do win the game outright, but like I said, if I can find a +3, I'll always take the points, but I do think they win the game.
+3 seems solid in the Broncos' favor, in my opinion. Lots of good stuff coming out of that game in London. Let's move forward to our first 1 o'clock game, the Chicago Bears at the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys are the heavy favorite here at -9.5. Their money line at -460 in the over-under at 42.5. No trends for me out of this one. Mackie, get us started. Cowboys 9.5.
Yeah, this spread's a little scary. I never like a spread this high, no matter who's playing. We've obviously seen.
It's the NFL.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Pittsburgh just beat. Who did just beat the Bucks?
Yeah.
Yeah, they just beat the Bucks 10.5 point underdogs. So this is a bit too high of a spread for me to touch, but I do think Dallas wins this game and stays on track. They're clearly the better team. Bears are coming off a nice win against the Patriots, but I don't think that's gonna roll into this week per se. You're in Dallas with a confident team, and over there you got Dak back, so I think this would be a good game for Dallas to just get a nice win and roll into the bye week.
Yeah, I'm with you. I like the Cowboys in this spot. I don't necessarily love the 9.5, but one thing I was looking at that I pulled up here is Dallas first half -5. I think they can go into the half up by 6 or a touchdown, so that might be something I'm looking at for this game. But I am leaning Dallas, like you said. 9.5's a little big. Bears coming off a big primetime win. Going down to Dallas, I think Dallas gets the job done at home. I'd stay away from the full game spread, but like I said, I do like that first half.
Going to be an interesting matchup there in Dallas. 9.5 points. Hard to take the Cowboys 9.5 in that situation, in my opinion.
If I'm going to take a spread here, though, I'm taking Dallas.
Yeah, you're never going to take the Bears plus 9.5 here. I don't think, at least.
Yeah. I did against Patriots, but not at a 1 o'clock game against the Cowboys.
No, I'm not saying like in any situation. I'm just saying in this game in particular, you're not. I don't see like why you would take the Bears in this situation.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Alrighty, good stuff. Next 1 o'clock game we got is the Las Vegas Raiders at the New Orleans Saints. The Raiders are favorite in this matchup at -1.5. Their money line at -126 and the over-under at 49.5. No trends from me in this one, but we got 70% of the money on Las Vegas. 67% of the money on Las Vegas. What do we think here, Huff? You want to start us off?
Yeah, I like the Raiders here. I think they're kind of starting to get their mojo back. I like the Raiders to keep things rolling. I don't have too much to say about the Saints. Obviously, their defense is what it is. But their offense, all the injuries all around the place for the Saints. Guys like Landry still questionable, Michael Thomas still questionable, Lattimore questionable. The list goes on and on for the Saints team, and still obviously who knows what's going to be going at quarterback. As Jameis seems like he's been like healthy the past like week, but they still keep playing Andy Dalton and Taysom Hill. So I don't love it, but I'll take the Raiders. The -2, I'll just take the money line.
Yeah, I'm kind of sitting there right with you, Huff. I really like this Raiders team. I don't think they're as bad as their record shows. They're 2-4, but they have a few shaky losses there. Remember that Cardinals game where they let Kyler Murray crawl back in and win in overtime?
They blew that, yeah.
So realistically, you should be looking at a 3-3 team with a hard schedule that they've played. So I think this team's a little better than what they're given, and I think the Saints have underachieved all year. And every time I seem to bet on them, they seem to blow it or keep it close and then just not win at the end. So I really think this is a situation where the Raiders can win on the road. I think they're overall the better team, and like you said, all the injuries and uncertainties with that Saints team is just too easy to bet against, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I can get behind the Saints here. The Raiders seem to be the move. But let's move forward to this next game. The Carolina Panthers at the Atlanta Falcons. Falcons are favorite here at -4.5. Their money line sitting at -215, and the total sitting at 41.5. No trends from me in this one. 61% of the money on Atlanta. Their spread sitting at -4.5. Mackie, what do you think about this one? Pretty interesting matchup here, I think. I don't know if I like the Falcons.
Yeah, should be one of the worst games of the week that we're really not going to be talking about. Two pretty, I wouldn't say the Falcons are that bad, but they're definitely not good. Two pretty bad teams. The Falcons are the team that have been covering all year. That streak obviously ended last week, but I think they can get back on track here. I think they're just a better team. I think Marcus Mariota is having a better year than most people expected, so they're winning more games, obviously. But the Falcons, that was a fluke game last week. They got a nice win against a really struggling Bucs team, 21-3. But that was a fluke, in my opinion. I don't think that they're gonna come back and do the same thing this week. So I think Falcons should cover this 4.5 points. Maybe win this game by a touchdown or two.
I like that.
I'd-
Huff, what do you think about this one? Oh, go ahead, Mackie, if you got more.
I just don't think Carolina can really score the ball.
I like that. Huff, what do you think about this one?
I don't really like a side too much in this one. Atlanta is what they are, and my role with the divisional games is always give the points, and 4.5. I could see this be a field goal game, but I'm just not comfortable betting on the Panthers right now. One thing I do think that I could see is maybe a higher scoring game. I think a 41 total is a little low for this Falcons team, what they've shown that they're capable of putting up points. I feel like I was trying to find a stat on what their over is for the season, but they've been hitting their over prop in a lot of their games, and this Carolina team, obviously after unloading McCaffrey and firing the Matt Rule, I think this team is playing with a little bit different of something to play for. You'll see maybe some points out of them. You saw last week them obviously beating the Bucs outright, 21-3, in a huge upset. But I don't know. I think 41. I think we could see it. Maybe even if Atlanta covers, I could even see like 27-13. Something, I mean, that's 40, but like 28-14, something like weird. You know what I mean? I don't know. Atlanta has been shown the ability. They just keep putting up points. Like last week, I had the Bucs -6, and it's like, or Bengals -6, and Mackie, you had the Falcons, and we were texting back and forth during that game, and the kid got the 75-yard touchdown, and then all of a sudden it was what, 28 or 21-0 Bengals, and then all of a sudden it's. What was the score? Like 21-7, 21-14. I'm like, okay, well, it's right back into a game. Like,
yeah, but dude, watching that game, the Falcons defense is so bad, and they're also really injured. They had a second string secondary in there against Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd. So obviously they're going to get lit up. They gave up I think they had 4 possessions in the first half, and they were 28 points. So you got a touchdown.
That makes me like this over even more. I actually might take that. I was looking at that.
Because I mean, I did
AJ
say,
Terrell, if he's still out, I might take this over.
dude, the whole team is just banged up, and especially that defense. So they can't really stop anything. I know I said Carolina can't really score points, but I mean, if you're playing against a second string defense, maybe you can put up a few touchdowns.
They still have like Chuba. I like Chuba Hubbard. Like that's why they unloaded McCaffrey. Like they have him on a rookie
Yeah.
deal. Like I'm not saying he is what he is, but
You can like Chuba Hubbard, but Panthers didn't really do anything with McCaffrey. You think they're going to do a lot more with Chuba Hubbard?
no, yeah, that's what I mean. It's bigger than the player.
Yeah, exactly.
But another thing is PJ Walker playing, and like one thing everyone's talking about is Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold are both fully healthy now, and they're still going with PJ Walker.
Yeah, I think this is kind of ridiculous. I mean, he had a good game, don't get me wrong, but you have one good game. I mean, so is it Bailey Zappi? Bailey Zappi's also a nobody, too. I think that he had a few good games.
Billy Zapp.
Yeah, Billy.
That's what we call him here on
Yeah,
the pod.
Billy Zapp. I think that
The legend of Bailey Zappi, 2022 to 2022.
yeah, he had a few good games, but I think he knew that Mac Jones was coming back, and then when they threw him in there as his starting quarterback, basically he had two good passes, and then he kind of shit the bed. So I don't think he's really the answer either. But I think it's kind of the same situation over here in Carolina with PJ Walker. I don't really think he's the answer for this organization. You go out and get Baker Mayfield. You should use him when he's healthy against a XFL quarterback.
Yeah, a divisional game they're going with their backup. I mean, I think PJ Walker is fully capable of getting the job done and maybe even beating this Atlanta team, like you said, a very injured team. But like you said, you bring in Baker Mayfield here, you go with your guy, but they must. Who knows? They want a new head coach wants to roll with his guy. You know what I mean? But I do like this game to go over, no matter who's at the quarterback position for the Panthers. I think they're able to put up points. As they showed last week, 21. Just give me. You can put 21 up on the Bucks. Put 21 up on the Panthers, or on the Falcons.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, seriously. Alrighty, lots of good stuff. Or not a lot. Or I don't know what to say about that game. Alrighty, another 1:00 game that we got cooking up is the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles are the heavy favorite here at -10.5. Their money line sitting at -550, and the total sitting at 43.5. Some trends I got for this one are the Steelers have lost 9 straight at Philadelphia, their last win being October 24th, 1965. The Steelers are 1-7 against the spread in their last 8 non-conference games, and the Eagles are 7-3-1 against the spread in their last 11 games as the double-digit favorite since 2014. I love the Steelers to death, but Huff, what do you think here?
Yeah, tough spot coming into Philly. Obviously, this has been the gauntlet of the Steelers schedule that we saw when the schedule got released. But coming into Philly as an 11.5 or a 10.5 point underdog. It's obviously I see bigger spreads, and I usually like taking the underdog in that spot. As it's shown in the NFL, it's been pretty profitable. Me and you were at the Buffalo game when they were 14-point underdogs, getting blown out. But Buffalo and Philly, obviously two of the top teams in the NFL. I don't hate the Steelers plus the 10. I just won't take it. This is also another game as a Steeler fan. I'm just going to say it. I could see us winning. I mean, I just could kind of see something crazy shit happen, a low-scoring game, and Tomlin just kind of pulls one out of his ass. But I have no opinion on this game. I probably won't have a play on it. This is one of those ones with this Steeler team. I just can't really predict too much with what's going to happen. And I really could see things go either way.
I don't necessarily think that you can win this game. I think you already pulled off your upset of the year on the Bucks, but I think you guys can keep it close, definitely. The defense has looked a little better, in my opinion. I think the whole team has looked a little better. Kenny Pickett's looking a little more settled in, I would say. So I think they got a few good things going for them. I think they can keep it a close game, but this undefeated team just keeps finding ways to win. And I think if they're caught in a predicament,
they're 6-0, but they're only 4-2 against the spread. Steelers are 3-3 against the spread, so showing the ability to stay in these games.
Yeah, I definitely think there's a situation where the Steelers can cover. I'm definitely not going to touch -11. I might take the +11, but I just think if they're in a predicament to win this game, I think they'll figure it out like they have every
Yeah.
other game. It's a good Eagles team all around. There's not many flaws to this
Yeah.
team, so they're legit.
Going to be an interesting one there. Huff, I could see this being like a last week, against the Bucks type deal. Steelers winning.
It'd be crazy. That would help us. But
Yeah, it'd be huge. But
If I were you, I just want to lose at this point.
that's what I mean. I don't want us to keep winning these
Right.
crazy big
Because you're
games.
probably not
Yeah.
making the playoffs at this point, so you'd be fighting for that top 3 pick or something. That's the thing about the NFL is that it goes in order. There's no lottery
Yeah.
or anything. So if you're the worst team in the league, you're getting the number 1 pick in the draft.
Right. Alrighty, good stuff. Next one up is the Miami Dolphins at the Detroit Lions. Dolphins the favorite here at -3.5. Money line at -174 in the over-under sitting at 51.5. No trends from me in this one. Mac, you want to get us going? 1 o'clock.
Yeah, just to start off, I got 77% of the money on the spread for Miami and 84 on the money line. So we're already seeing a ton of money on Miami. With that being said, I think this is definitely a trap game in my opinion. So I think this is a hard spot to take Miami in. I think everyone's going to be on Miami. I think it's an easy spot to take Miami. A team that's pretty much overachieved this year for the most part, especially when they're fully healthy. And then you got a pretty depleted Lions team here. I mean, they didn't have much hope coming into the year, but they had a little more than going 1-5 in their first 6 games. We saw what kind of team they were last year, and they're kind of the opposite this year. They're not really a gritty, hard-fighting team. They're just kind of falling out of games. Like it was a 1-possession game with 6 minutes left against the Cowboys, and the Cowboys ended up winning 24-6, something like that, 24-9. So they're not really fighting like they have been, and it's a pretty weak team, but I don't know. This money is just throwing me off, so I'm not gonna have a play on the spread here. I like the under. Most Lions games I like the under. They're not really putting up points in the last few weeks. They don't have a lot going on. Tua's not fully back in my opinion yet, so I think they'll be a little slower too. So I'll go with the under. What is it? 51.5? Is that correct? Wow.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'll take that under too.
Yeah, I'll go with the under here.
I was gonna say, yeah, I'm looking at this sheet that me and Jesse have. These two teams, Detroit is scoring 24.3 points per game, and Miami scoring 21. Detroit's allowing 32, and Miami's allowing 23. So,
Detroit
right there,
Detroit was putting up like 40 points in the first 2 weeks, and they haven't really done
Mhm.
shit in the past
Yeah.
5. So that's also.
I like the
numbers
Lions
below.
here. I like the Lions. This is a very injured Dolphins team. Really, I feel like you said, trap game. Miami -3.5. I like the home dog in Detroit to end up winning this thing outright. Like you said, that crazy money on the money line. That's something I would look at is maybe a Lions money line, get a second win of the season. But 3.5, anytime I can get the field goal and still win my bet, I'll take the Lions plus the 3.5 -110. The money line plus 146. I feel like you could find plus 150 somewhere. But yeah, I'll stick with the plus 3.5 with the Lions. I also love that under. I might take that with you.
I got plus 158 on the money line.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
I bet you can find plus 160.
I think that's going to be an overall very interesting game this week. You guys talking about that under, that 51.5. I think that's, it fits with what you said, Huff, with what their stats are saying, but it feels high for these two teams, in my opinion.
In this situation, I think it's a little high.
Yes, in this situation, yes. Alrighty, our next 1 o'clock game we got is the Arizona Cardinals at the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings are the favorite this week at -3.5. Their money line sitting at -184, and the over/under sitting at 48.5. No trends from me here. The money sitting pretty even between these two teams. But I think I like the Cardinals with giving them the points. What do we think here? Mac, you want to start us?
Huff, how about you start this one? I want to hear what you have to say about this before I go.
I like the Cardinals here. I think over the past couple weeks, this team has gotten their mojo back, getting D-Hop back. I think a lot of people are going to be riding the Vikings here at home. The Vikings obviously 5-1 on the season, but 2-4 against the spread. And this Arizona team is 3-4 straight up, and 4-3 ATS. So Arizona's been shown the ability to cover these games. I'm going to look at necessarily the injury. I haven't really looked at too much of the injury report, but Arizona hasn't been too much of an injured team this year. Obviously, James Conner questionable coming into this game, but and they lost Marquise Brown last week, but adding Robbie Anderson, I do like. I like the Cardinals here. I'm going to give them the 3.5, but I don't necessarily love their money line, but I'll take the 3.5 points.
Yeah, I'm kind of on the same side of you here. I don't know. I think the Vikings are a one-loss team, but I think they're one of the worst one-loss teams in the league. I don't think this team is really that good. I think it might be enough to win the division this year because of how the Packers are. But I don't see them going too far in the playoffs. I know they look good. You got Justin Jefferson, but you also got Kirk Cousins. So, I don't
I
know.
think this is a game where Kirk Cousins throws like 2 picks.
This could be it definitely could be. This Cardinals team is just so hard to read. I mean, they put up 48 points last week and 9 points the week before. I don't know. I can't really get a read on them. I do lean Cardinals here with the points. I'm probably not going to take a money line because this is a game where it could come down to the foot of who was that even? Matt Prater in Arizona.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could come down to the foot of Matt Prater, and I think it could be a field goal game. Definitely should be a good close game. Probably high scoring. I'm going to take the Cardinals with the points here.
Cardinals with the points seems like the move between us three.
Have we disagreed on a game yet?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Steelers. I said no. You said you like the Steelers spread.
I took Atlanta.
Cowboys.
You took Carolina.
Well, I said I like the over in that game, but I wouldn't be scared of Carolina. Yeah, true. That would be the game. Yeah.
We were kind of on the same page for a lot of it, though. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah, that could either be really good or really bad.
We will find out here come Sunday. So let's jump into our last 1:00 game, the New England Patriots at the New York Jets. The Patriots the favorite here at -2.5. Their money line sitting at -142, and the over-under sitting at 40.5. The only trend I got for this one is since 2016, New England is 12-0 straight up and 8-4 against the spread versus the Jets. Do the Patriots continue that trend and beat the Jets here? Hoff, what do you think?
Vegas just keeps giving this Jets team points. And I'll take them +3 here. It's 2.5. I'll probably throw them in a teaser, get them up to 7.5. I love them at home. Divisional game, I'll take the points. I like them +3. I know it's, like I said, 2.5. I'd buy the half point, but I also could see them win this game. So I like the Jets here. I'm not really too high on what's going on with the Patriots right now.
I did just read something. Mac Jones is playing Sunday versus the Jets.
Jets money line. That'll piss Ace off.
All right, Huff. This is where we gotta go our separate ways. I'm on the Patriots. Yeah, I think this is a good spot for the Patriots, and it's just over the hump where people are gonna buy into the Jets after Breece Hall ACL injury, which tore that team apart. I know it did.
I think James Robinson's a good addition, though.
And they also have Michael Carter, but I don't know. It's just like Breece Hall was their rookie that they just drafted, and he was supposed to be a stud, and then he tears his ACL. You lose a lot of.
He was a stud. He was a stud.
You lose a lot there as a team, but I don't know. Everyone's gonna exaggerate over this blowout by the Bears, and I think the Patriots aren't very good. But I also don't think the Jets are a 5-1 team. I think they really aren't that good at all. I still don't think they're gonna make the playoffs. I think the Patriots win this game. It's Patriots Jets. We know how this goes. We've seen how it goes 100 times. I know it's usually Tom Brady, but Patriots still own the Jets. Bill Belichick still owns the Jets, and I think the Patriots will win this game on the road. Get back on track.
We said this last week about the Jets in Denver. I said I love the Broncos.
Okay,
Obviously,
it's
that was
the
good for us. I ended up avoiding that.
It's the Jets and Giants curse, and I'm just going to keep going against it because neither of these teams are good, and they can't keep winning.
They keep covering and winning.
No, it's not going to happen this week.
They're the two most profitable teams in the NFL right now, other than I think Atlanta's 1, and then them two teams are 2.
I like the under as well.
Interesting matchup here for our last 1 o'clock game. I don't know. I think the Jets might be able to pull it out. I think there's some value there at plus 120 for the money line. If not, plus 3. Hold it by a field goal. It's got to be a close game. I don't think the Patriots blow them out.
I would take
honestly.
Jets plus 3.5 if I could get it.
I don't think it gets that high.
That's why I think I'll throw it in a teaser.
I have 1.5 on CBS app.
Frick the CBS app.
I'm just saying, it looks like it's going down more than up.
Alrighty, let's jump into our first 4 o'clock game, the Tennessee Titans at the Houston Texans. The Titans are our favorite here at minus 2.5. Money line at minus 136, and the over-under sitting at 40.5. No trends from me in this one, but 76% of the money on the Titans. Do the Houston show some life here this week? 4 o'clock. Mackie, what do you think?
Yes, they do. I like this Texans team, and I think in a divisional matchup like this against Titans are pretty good this year. They're wait, did they win that game last week against the Colts?
Who?
Titans.
Yeah, I think they did. I'll verify.
Yeah.
Point there.
So they're coming off 2 wins against the Colts, 2 wins that they needed to win this division.
Yeah, they won.
Yeah, they won 19-10, I think.
Yep.
Two wins that they really wanted to get coming into this season to win the division. We thought it was going to be just those two teams fighting. We didn't really think the Jags and the Texans had much going for them. Which the Texans really don't. I guess the Jags really don't either. But I do like this Texans team, especially in a divisional matchup. Titans already got the wins that they needed. They think, a 2-point spread here. A lot of people are going to be jumping down the throats of the Titans because they're just overall the better team. But I don't know. I like the Titans here in this divisional matchup. I think it'll be an off week for the Titans, thinking that they're going to come in and just get an easy win. I don't think they put up many points, so I think Titans win at the under as well.
I'm right there with you. I like the Texans in this spot, and I just looked that I can make a Jets Texans 2-leg little teaser, get them both at plus 7.5 at minus 110. I love that. I think same thing like you said with the Titans. I think so many people are going to be jumping at that Titans minus 2.5. I think the Texans could win this game outright, but I'll give them a couple extra points. That could be my other teaser team of the week, but I also could take them plus 3.
Damian Pierce breakout game. Well, not really breakout game, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Dude, I like that teaser. I might take that.
I like that teaser. Good stuff here. I like the Texans, I think, in this matchup. Like you said, Mackie. But let's jump into our next 4 o'clock game. The New York Giants at the Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks are the favorite in this one at minus 3. The money line for the Seahawks at minus 154. And the over-under at 44.5. No trends from me here. But do we see the Giants maybe pull out a win here against Geno Smith in the Seahawks?
Dude,
we do.
This is ridiculous. How do you give the Giants 3 points here? The 6-1 Giants,
sure.
3 points. Give me Seattle.
I'm pissed. Dude, I've been betting on this team so much, and I'm so pissed I didn't take them last week in Jacksonville. I thought it was such a trap. Jesse, you took the Jaguars. Obviously ended up losing that one, but I avoided that game, and I'm so pissed I sat out on that Giants one. I literally have taken them on the card so many times. I'm going to get right back on the Giants. I'll take them plus 3 in this spot. I know Seattle's a really hard place to play. The Giants, and they've just been finding a way to keep winning these games. I might take Giants money line, but plus 3 if I can find 3 or plus 3.5 even. I love the points. Give me Giants plus 3.
The Giants are not going to be 7-1. It's not going to happen.
Dude,
When you're 7-1, you're legit. You gotta be legit. You gotta be a legit program. You have to. And the Giants aren't. That team is not.
One of the Steelers had one of the top defense in the NFL, but we were 11-0 that season, lost 6 straight to end the year.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. I don't know.
We had the easiest schedule. This Giants team, they're beating the teams that are like. Whenever you look at the Giants schedule at the beginning of the year, you looked at Giants, Packers in England in London. Okay, the Packers are gonna fucking murder them. The Packers are gonna be world beaters. They're gonna be a division leader. Packers sucked this year, so the Giants swept that one up. Same thing last week with the Jaguars. Not many people expected that to be a good game.
Last week, I think we all just thought it was a trap.
Yeah,
same thing as this week.
At this point, I'll bite the cheese. I'll take it. I think they cover.
I think I'm just gonna take the over. I think both teams will get the ball in the end zone. We know Seattle can obviously. Giants have been 6-1. They can obviously get the ball in the end zone. So not two very good defenses either. So I think I like the over here. It's only at 45. Probably should be around 47, 48. I think.
Yeah, I'm not sure how they keep giving the Giants points in these situations, especially like the Seahawks. I know, like you said, Huff, it's hard to play in Seattle, but they're not that superior of a team in my opinion, in my head. But
yeah,
I don't know. Alrighty, the next 4 o'clock game we got is the Washington Commanders at the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts are our favorite here at -3. Their money line at -148, and the over/under at 39.5. 63% of the money on Washington. Huff, you want to start us off with this matchup?
Yeah, I don't really have too much of a strong opinion on this one. The Colts are going with Sam Ehlinger, quarterback, obviously having Jonathan Taylor back. I don't love the Colts in this spot. I just don't really want to put too much money or too much opinion in on a side here where I don't really know what's going to happen with Sam Ehlinger, if he's going to come out and work out. Or if he's going to struggle to start. If I had to lean aside, I would lean Commanders +3, but I'm probably not going to take it. I also could, like I said, if Sam Ehlinger comes out hot, or if they just decide to go back to the old school, hand the ball to Jonathan Taylor 35 times a game, I could see them win this thing in a very low-scoring game. But like you said, that stat when we first started, the unders in a bowl or in a dome, whatever you want to call it, not looking too good, but over/under sitting at 39.5. I would lean the under, but that's only because I don't think Sam Ehlinger is going to start too hot for the Colts.
Yeah, it's just a game with there's so many unpredictables. You just don't know with Sam Ehlinger starting his first game at the quarterback position. This Colts team has been very underachieving this year. Wouldn't expect them to be 3-3-1 in this situation, and 2 tough losses to the Titans, as we said earlier. But I don't know. Sam Ehlinger, definitely not someone that you can rely on or throw your money on. I actually really like the Commanders here to cover and maybe even win this game outright. Coming off 2 nice wins. One of them was dirty win against the Bears on a Thursday night football game that was brutal. And then, they beat that Packers team last week that is really struggling right now. So they have a lot going for them right now. Carson Wentz looks all right. Yeah, I like the Commanders here. I think they cover the spread, and I think they probably win this game outright. Is it Wentz or is it Heineke?
Heineke.
Is he playing right now?
What do you mean?
Is Wentz still out?
I don't know. I think they'd go with Heineke anyway. Wouldn't you?
I don't know. No, not really. I don't really love. I mean, I guess I kind of like Heineke. I don't know. It's all about his image though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's going to be a difficult.
I guess with either quarterback, I would still take the Commanders here.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a tough game to call side on, like you guys said. But with that, let's move forward to our last 4 o'clock game, the San Francisco 49ers at the Los Angeles Rams. The 49ers are our favorite in this matchup at -1.5. Their money line sitting at -118, and the over/under sitting at 42.5. Some trends I got for this one are that the line swung 3.5 points early in the week to now favor the 49ers. The Rams are 10-2 straight up in their last 12 games as the favorite. And I say that because they were the favorite coming into this week. The 49ers are 12-3 against the spread in their last 15 games against the Rams and covered 6 straight. And the 49ers are 1-4 straight up in the past 5 games as the road favorite. Again, now that they have become the favorite. Mac, you want to start us off with this matchup, our last 4 o'clock game we got? What do you think?
Yeah, I lean the Niners here. I think they're the better team this year. I just think the Rams haven't really got it going this year. Cooper Kupp's done his thing. Matthew Stafford really hasn't shown what he can do and what he's done to win a Super Bowl. So I think this team is a little depleted right now. Niners, on the other hand, I know they got blown out last week to Kansas City, but you got Christian McCaffrey in full swing this week, so you're adding the best running back in the game to a already pretty high-powered offense. Jimmy Garoppolo has been balling out. You got Deebo Samuel, obviously, and that defense is just stellar. So I think it'll be enough to hold back Cooper Kupp and the Rams this week, and I think they get the win on the road. It's much needed. They're 3-4. You can't drop to 3-5. Got to get back to 500. So big game for them. I think they come out and get the job done.
Yeah, the Niners, like, historically in the past couple of years with Shanahan have like owned the Rams with McVay, I feel like. So I'm actually leaning Rams here. I like them in this spot at home. Are they not coming off a bye, correct?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, I like them coming off a bye on their home field in a divisional game. Getting points on their home field. I know it's only 1.5. I'd just take, I don't know. There's fluke shit in the NFL, but I'd probably just take the money line. But I'm probably not going to have a play on this one because, like I said, the 49ers have, I feel like just historically owned the Rams over the past couple of years. So, but I'm actually leaning Rams.
Yeah, Shanahan owns McVay.
I think there's going to be a good matchup here in California, San Francisco, and Los Angeles. We'll see what happens here. Alrighty, it's time for our Sunday primetime game, the Green Bay Packers at the Buffalo Bills. The Bills are a favorite in this matchup at minus 10.5 points. The money line sitting at minus 520 and the over-under sitting at 47.5. Some trends I got for this matchup are that Aaron Rodgers has made 234 regular season and playoff starts in his NFL career, and Sunday could be the first time he is a double-digit underdog. This is the longest streak from any start of a quarterback's career in NFL history. With that, the Packers are 3-9 against the spread in their last 12 games, 1-5 against the spread on the road. These teams have met 13 times in NFL history, and the home team has won 11 of those. The Packers have never won in Buffalo, and the Bills are 7-1 straight up after a bye week. What do we think is going to happen here Sunday primetime? Huff, get us going. Packers and Bills.
Big spread.
Huge.
Buffalo, like you said, at home, coming off a bye. This Packers team is not that bad, I don't think. Just a lot of questions with the offense and their ability to hang in these games. I think the defense will be able to maybe contain Josh Allen. You cannot stop him. You can maybe contain him. But I'm leaning Bills. What is it, minus 10.5? You could see me maybe tease that one down, but I also could see the Packers cover this thing outright and keep it close in a primetime game. Yeah, I don't know, Mackie. I'm interested to see which way you're going on this one.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at an 11.5 point spread. What was it? It was 11.5, right?
10.5 on FanDuel. So
all right, well, I'm looking at 11.5. Okay, so you're looking at
depends who you like, where you should go.
Point spread. You're looking at an 11-point spread, and I mean, it's just hard to pick a side at that point. This Green Bay team, we know what they've been this year. I mean, Aaron Rodgers just doesn't have confidence in his receivers, and you saw Randall Cobb go down last week, so you're short another receiver that you trust, a veteran that you trust. So it's really just him and Allen Lazard right now and a bunch of receivers that he doesn't really trust to give the ball to. He gave out another statement this week saying how players just aren't doing their job, and if he wants you out, you're out. So it's still a team that's finding themselves. It's still a team that's got a lot of frustration in them. I think on a primetime game, Aaron Rodgers and Aaron Jones will do enough to cover that 11-point spread. I just don't see them ever beating this Bills team. But they just don't have enough weaknesses. Their offense is good. Their defense is good. If one has a rough drive, the other one makes up for it on the other side of the ball. And I don't know. I can't see this Green Bay team coming out on top in this game. I really like the Bills to coming off a bye, definitely get the job done here.
Like I said, the Bills 7-1 straight up after a bye week. Might be a good time to take the Bills there, but 10.5 points is a ton of points here in the NFL. Alrighty, let's jump over to our Monday primetime game. The Cincinnati Bengals at the Cleveland Browns, the Ohio Showdown. The Bengals are the favorite here at minus 3.5 points. Their money line sitting at minus 196 and the over-under at an even 47. The Bengals are 10-1 against the spread in their last 11 conference games, as well as 1-11 straight up in their last 12 Monday night road games. Browns are 4-11 straight up in their last 15 games at home, as well as 4-13 against the spread in their last 17 divisional games. Do we like the Bengals or the Browns here? Huff, start us off. Ohio Showdown, Monday Night Football.
Divisional matchup. I'll take the home underdog. You usually don't see that in a divisional matchup, a home underdog. Browns getting 3.5 points. I know this team is kind of shaky over the past couple weeks. In a divisional game, I think Nick Chubb is able to take control of this game, get the job done, maybe put up a tutty or two. Brissett needs to just not have to win the game in the last 3 minutes of the game, and the Browns should be able to win this thing outright. I'm going to take them plus the 3.5. Mackie, I'm interested to see which way you're going on this one, but I like the Browns here.
I'm definitely on the same side as about. Wait, let me restart that. I'm definitely on the same side as you over here. I like the home team in this divisional matchup. I think it's a Monday night game, so it's a slower game. It's going to be ground and pound, and Browns are going to win that battle because of their defensive front five. That they have a nice pass, or they have a nice line to hold up that run game, and you got Nick Chubb on the other side of the ball. So I think this is a game where they could definitely win. Hopefully Denzel Ward is playing. He's in concussion protocol. He's still questionable.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be a big factor in this game because you got to shut down at least one or two of those three receivers and give your defense a chance to win this ball game. But I like the Browns here. I think they're home dogs here. I think it's a good spot for them to win this game in a divisional matchup. So give me the Browns plus 3.5, maybe money
shit.
line.
Do you see the percentage of money?
Yeah, that's fucking ridiculous.
I didn't even look at that. I actually was just like a home underdog in a divisional matchup. That's fucking insane. I'll take the Browns to win this thing.
Yeah, it's pretty.
I'll take the points, though. Give me the points.
Scripted.
Give me the points.
I like the 3.5 for now.
Yeah. McPherson could win this thing. That's crazy. 86% on the spread.
That's nuts.
That's the highest of the week.
Yep.
Yeah, I think the Browns might be the move here. 3.5 points as the home dog. Can't go wrong there, in my opinion. Lots of good stuff. Alrighty, that is going to wrap up our Week 8 analysis of the games. Lots of good stuff coming out of Week 8, and we are excited to give you our picks here this weekend through our social medias on Instagram and Twitter. That's all I got this week. You guys got anything else to add?
Mike, you want to go first? You want me to do my bullshit?
Not really. Yeah, it's a good week. Stay tuned for the picks. We're gonna have a few NHL picks. Obviously, the NFL Sunday, and we'll give out some college football. We've been pretty steady on college football. It's going 2-2 here and there. Units not moving much, but we got some stuff cooking up. So stay tuned for that. Obviously, football Sunday. So yeah, it's looking for another good week of football.
Yeah, like you said, stay tuned to all the social medias and everything, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter for all the picks. We obviously, like we said, we're going to get the NBA card rolling here shortly whenever we find something that we like. And as our following has been growing over the past couple weeks, make sure you guys are subscribing, liking, downloading, whatever you can do to help us grow. Follow us on the social medias. Anything you can do to support and show the love goes a long way for us. yeah, that's going to do it for me. We'll see you guys next week. Hoping to have another positive week in week 8. Yeah, we'll see you guys in week 9. Have a good one.
And that's going to do it for us this week on Hit the Books podcast. Thank you for all the support week in and week out. Please be sure to share and check out our various social media platforms and check out our website. All the info is located in our link tree in the description below. And always remember to hit the books.
Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.